Like Dave was in his happy place, the massage chair at the mall. But he wasn't. Gain flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Colbert's got a new late show with RuPaul tonight on CBS.
18 people.
Wait up!
Playing a game that is built on deceit.
I don't know why I'm crying. All you had to do was lie.
Group hug! Survivor, new Wednesday at 8/7 Central on CBS. Go!
The Amazing Race season premiere CBS Wednesday, March 13th and streaming on Paramount+.
Everything but the kitchen sink in the forecast tonight. I'll tell you what's currently in the sky and what's up for the rest of our week. Live from downtown Marquette, it's your 19 News.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Mitchell Reif. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, after a fire engulfed Escanaba's businesses, this business owner is looking to put the property to use for the city. We'll show you how. Plus, businesses throughout the UP are climbing out of the warm winter season, how the state of Michigan aims to help organizations keep the doors open. Donald Trump will stay on the ballot of all 50 states after a unanimous decision by the Supreme Court. Your 19 News starts right now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
In your first warning weather forecast, Ariane, we've had some snowy days, some sunny weather, and now some rain. I mean, it's like we're in the UP.
I know, right? And it's springtime, which means anything can happen. At the moment, though, in Houghton, the lift bridge looking very gorgeous, of course, with a temperature of about 36 degrees, and those green bars mean fairly clear conditions up there. But the rest of the UP, the central and eastern portions, having this precipitation party with snow and rain, sleet mixed in there. It could be a very tricky commute this evening, or maybe even in those early hours as those temperatures are going to drop. I'll have more for you, though, on the way after the break.
Developing now, the U.S. Supreme Court has unanimously ruled former President Donald Trump will stay on the ballots of all 50 states. The court rejected an attempt by Colorado to disqualify Trump because of his actions on January 6th. Nicole Skenga is outside the Supreme Court on the eve of Super Tuesday.
The Supreme Court's ruling means states cannot bar former President Donald Trump from running for the White House because of his alleged attempts to overturn his 2020 election loss.
You cannot take somebody out of a race. The voters can take the person out of the race very quickly, but a court shouldn't be doing that, and the Supreme Court saw that.
Monday's high court ruling overturns a decision last year by Colorado's Supreme Court. It comes a day before Super Tuesday, the biggest primary election of the season, when voters in 16 states, including Colorado, head to the polls. In their unsigned opinion, the justices said that Congress, not the states, has the power to prevent candidates from appearing on ballots.
It's important that Coloradan and American voters all across the country know whether or not Trump is qualified as we go into Super Tuesday. But I'll also say I'm disappointed. It should be up to Colorado or any state to determine whether oath-breaking insurrectionists go onto our ballots.
The Supreme Court case focused on the Constitution's 14th Amendment insurrection clause. A key paragraph of the ruling reads, states may disqualify persons holding or attempting to hold state office, but states have no power under the Constitution with respect to federal offices, especially the presidency. With this decision, Maine and Illinois also had their efforts to remove the former president from the ballot stall.
And after the Supreme Court's ruling, Maine withdrew its Trump ballot ban, also based on violations of the Constitution's 14th Amendment. Voters in 15 states and the territory of American Samoa head to the polls tomorrow. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley picked up her first win over the weekend, winning over D.C., but she may be running out of time to stop the former president from winning. Danya Backus is in Los Angeles with more.
Hello, Texas!
Nikki Haley urged voters in Texas to go to the polls on Super Tuesday.
We don't anoint kings in America. We have elections. And Texans deserve the right to be able to vote.
Haley made history Sunday, becoming the first woman to win any Republican primary when she bested former President Trump in Washington, D.C.'s contest.
The choice comes down to this. We can either have more of the same, or we can go in a new direction.
Still, the former UN ambassador is far behind the former president and delegates needed to secure the GOP nomination.
We've been launching like a rocket to the Republican nomination.
California is one of 15 states voting on Super Tuesday. Tomorrow's contest will award more than a third of delegates in the race, meaning Trump can all but lock up the nomination with a big night. He is already looking ahead to a rematch with President Biden in November.
The poll numbers are very good. We're beating President Biden in almost every poll.
The former president says Biden is trying to use the courts to beat him, but says that's backfired.
The polls show that I'm much more popular than I was before weaponization.
On the eve of Tuesday's contests, the Supreme Court ruled states must keep Trump's name on the ballot.
The Supreme Court ruling clears the way for Trump's name to appear on the ballot in Colorado, one of the states voting tomorrow, Super Tuesday. And new at 11, loud music might be entertaining for some, but a petition with almost 2,000 signatures on it in Iron Mountain says the volume needs to go down just a couple of notches. Iron Mountain City Council meeting tonight discussed complaints of noise talking about the Max Entertainment Center. The business, which sits in an industrial area of town, may have impact on the economy and the well-being of venue attendees and artists who perform there. Around a dozen people showed up in support of Max Entertainment Center, but one person says she can hear the music around 4,000 feet away.
The volume of the music that you are putting out, I don't want a Wednesday night at 8 p.m. when I'm trying to get my kids to sleep and I have to hear a song that I can actually make out the lyrics to.
City officials made it clear it may be time to re-examine the city's noise ordinance, and it'll be on their list of to-dos for the next city meeting. The Oscar G. Johnson VA Medical Center is hosting a series of town hall meetings this week starting tomorrow morning. The meetings are being held to give vets an opportunity to have questions answered and get up-to-date information on what's known as the PACT Act. Tomorrow, there will be a morning meeting in Wisconsin and meetings in Menominee and Escanaba in the afternoon. Wednesday's meeting's gonna be in Marquette and Alger counties, and Thursday, the VA will be in Berga and Iron Mountain counties. If you want those details, we do have those listed on our website. Just head to WZMQ19.com. One of the buildings damaged in the Ludington fire in Escanaba just hit a couple months ago is being torn down. According to the owner of the building, that house, the East Ludington Gallery, it just is going to cost a little bit more to restore than it was insured for. He's in talks right now with the city and the county's Economic Development Alliance to figure out all the opportunities and all the options for the property. Now, they've talked about a brownfield cleanup opportunity. It's kind of a way to avoid leaving just an empty space in downtown.
Try and market that whole where we come up with a concept and then try to find a developer that is willing to go ahead with that concept. The big drawback is that all of the land is privately owned, and so we got to get the landowners on board with this as well to see what their interests might be.
And city officials say because of the community support, the artists, the creators displaced by the smoke damage are looking to secure a new location to show their work soon. Out of our Washington bureau, a recent Alabama Supreme Court decision declared embryo created through IVF as children. The ruling ignited nationwide backlash and raised concerns about the future of vitro fertilization. Brendan Scanlon, he's our WZMQ's Washington, D.C. correspondent, breaks down the latest on the legislative fronts.
Alabama's highest court recently ruled that disposing of unused embryos could be categorized as wrongful death.
This ruling is an outrage. The Alabama Supreme Court opens a huge potential for legal liability for IVF clinics and practitioners.
Senator Kirsten Gillibrand said the ruling prompted nearly half of IVF providers in Alabama to pause their services. The ruling also prompted Democratic senators, including Gillibrand, to quickly sign on to a bill that enshrines protections for IVF and for the doctors who perform the procedure.
For many prospective parents, IVF is a last-ditch effort to have a family, and preventing them from accessing the treatments they need is not only cruel, but it's absurd. We need to pass the Access to Family Building Act as soon as possible.
Democrats requested to pass the bill last week with unanimous consent, meaning any one senator could block it from advancing. Quick passage of the bill was blocked by Mississippi Republican Cindy Hyde-Smith.
Kelly and I have many close friends who have had trouble with fertility issues, and they've had beautiful families as a result of IVF.
Since the ruling, several Republicans, including House Speaker Mike Johnson, have spoken out in support of IVF.
It needs to be readily available. It needs to be something that every American supports.
But Democrats not mincing their words to Republicans about the role they say Republicans have played in getting to this point.
Even though they back all these other movements, including repealing Roe, they're now desperately backpedaling over the last few days because they see what they have done. These Republicans are like the arsonist who set a house on fire and then said, "Why is it burning?"
According to the CDC, between 1% and 2% of annual U.S. childbirths are via IVF. Reporting in Washington, Brendan Scanlon, WZMQ 19 News.
Coming after the break, your first warning weather is going to be here. Plus, businesses throughout the UP are climbing out of the warm winter season. We'll have a look at how the state is looking to help organizations keep the lights on. And Escanaba's Restaurant Week returns for the second year in a row. We'll have a little bit on what dining areas are going to have on the menu. We'll be right back right after this.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
The wait is over. England Furniture's quick shipping is back at Kirkish Furniture. Choose your style and fabric and receive your furniture in as little as 30 days. Browse our in-stock selection or let our staff help you customize the perfect sofa or chair. Plus, 1 year free financing and free delivery.
With style and class, MeTV's Perry Mason represented the sleek 50s fashion, distinctive and suave. The truth never goes out of style on Perry Mason.
Weekdays at 9 a.m. and 11:30 p.m.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. That's because at John's Auto, communication is the key to service. When we have your car, you can expect to be updated on what's going on. And Craig here will explain repairs in terms I even understand, and I'm only 9. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Marquette.
And don't forget, we're still your #1 source for a pre-owned vehicle in Marquette County.
John's Auto Marquette.
Buckles Party Store, it's where the party starts in Calumet with an awesome beer selection featuring domestic, foreign, and craft brew beer, a great selection of wine, just about any kind of liquor you want, and a great range of tobacco products. Buckles Party Store in Calumet, it's where the party starts for everyone.
This week,
I love me some Stephen Colbert.
Colbert's new with RuPaul, Neil deGrasse Tyson, and Senator Bernie Sanders. This week on CBS.
Now you can leave home and leave the tanks behind with Inogen, the portable oxygen concentrator that moves with you.
This little box changed my life. I can now do all those things that I want to do. You just press the button here, and there's my oxygen.
Inogen portable oxygen systems are small and light and deliver up to 12 hours of medical-grade oxygen on a single charge.
Now that I've got my Inogen, I've got my freedom back. I'm back to living again.
Try an Inogen system free for 14 days.
Call now. Now, WZMQ 19 News First Warning Weather with Ariane Stasek.
Well, Bob Ross would be happy with this art palette. Here we've got blues, purples, pinks, yellow, orange, green, you name it, as we've got this precipitation that has been moving in mostly the central and eastern counties, seeing a lot of that action this evening. And as we take a look at when it's going to hit where, Munising will be getting some more rain showers around 11:31, and then we've got another batch moving in from the further south there, hitting Munising about 10 minutes later. So a lot of activity over on the northeast half here of the UP. We're going to have a little sprinkling there covering the ground, and then these temperatures are dropping tonight, so we could be a little bit slick. And then over in the far east, St. Ignace all the way up to the Sioux there could have some very early morning snow showers and rain activity. So again, be prepared for possibly slippery roads, maybe even some slushy roads across the UP this evening especially. Temperatures in that 30-degree range, although I Ironwood with about 26 at the moment. And then again, we'll expect those temps to dip down into the 20s tonight. Winds coming from primarily the north and northwest as we've got fairly calm conditions, except Hancock with about 18-mile-an-hour winds. And we can expect some gusts 15 to 20 miles an hour. We'll take a look here as those snow showers clear out early in the morning hours. And then on our Tuesday, we've got loads of sunshine, some cloud activity on that northwest coast there around 9 p.m. into the later evening hours. Everyone else, mostly clear skies tomorrow. I have not checked the Aurora outlook, but you might want to do that because, I don't know, we've got clear skies. And then on our Wednesday, we've got more sunshine on the way, some cloud coverage starting around 5 p.m., mostly for the west half here of the UP later on in the evening, so partly to mostly cloudy skies expected. And then, friends, it's the countdown to spring or vernal equinox. So that's when the sun and the equator are just, hello, waving. They're right across from each other. And that is on March 19th at 11:06 p.m. if you want to stay up for that. 15 days is that countdown until it's officially spring, although meteorological spring started on the 1st of March, and that goes March, April, and May before we jump into summer. All right, taking a look at our 7-day here in Marquette. We've got chilly sunshine tomorrow. Those temperatures again in the 20s as we're waking up, and then about 35 is that expected high. We'll warm up a little bit on Wednesday and Thursday, and then we've got spread goodness day on Friday. We've got a chance of a mix in the afternoon, and temperatures still kind of chilly, maybe snow coming on Saturday. But I've got your spread goodness day outlook for the entire UP coming up after the in 15.
In light of the warm weather, Governor Gretchen Whitmer is lending a hand to businesses, encouraging all to apply for its available funding. Now, the funds are through the Federal Economic Injury Disaster Loan. This is available in 12 UP counties. These disaster loans go up to $2 million to help with local and small businesses meet operating expenses while a disaster is in effect. A business in need, and maybe you're looking to apply, we'll have those links on our website. Just head to WZMQ19.com. Marquette Mountain and Mount Ripley ski resorts are planning to stay open as long as the weather allows this year. 5 ski resorts around the UP announced they'll be closing for the season just due to a lack of snow. With the unusual warm temperatures and the lack of snowfall, resorts say the conditions are just unsafe for riders. Though, according to Marquette Mountain's general manager, even with the challenges this year, it was still kind of a successful season for them.
Talk about there was no winter really affected visits. Even when we had great conditions, other resorts had great conditions. It just drove all the visits down, even though we were open.
For a full list of what resorts are closed and expected closing dates for ski areas and ski resorts still open, we'll have that information as well on our website. Escanaba's Restaurant Week is back for the 2nd year in a row. WZMQ's Escanaba Bureau reporter Lily Simmons has more on what you can expect.
It's easy to participate. All you have to do is go out to eat.
Restaurant Week in Esky is a celebration of the 18 restaurants in Escanaba's downtown.
You can reconnect with a restaurant you haven't been to in a while, or maybe even try out a new restaurant you've never been to. There's a variety of different foods, whether it's breakfast or lunch or fast or fine dining.
Many restaurants are running specials throughout the week, like La Cantina, featuring chocolate-filled churros and a selection of drinks.
We have our half-off margarita Thursdays, which are very popular. We also have happy hour every single day to 3 to 5, which is half off all of our rail drinks. And then we also have a new drink special running, which will be our lime blended margarita, and then I'll have a little bit of sangria on top of it.
The manager says La Cantina has become an Escanaba staple, and with a delicious menu and an exciting atmosphere, it's always a fun experience for employees and patrons alike.
We have our amazing staff. We have a great owner who really loves the staff and really takes care of us. We really enjoy coming to work. We've been serving Mexican food for a long time here, and we love our customers. We love everybody that that comes in, and we have a great time here.
At a time of year when restaurants tend to see a lull in business, the DDA hopes Restaurant Week in Eski will keep their momentum going and highlight the wide array of flavors to enjoy in downtown Escanaba.
This is an opportunity to kind of give them a lift, as well as providing excitement for people to get out during the doldrums of winter. And it's all very good, whether it's a vegan red chili or crab legs on a Saturday night.
For a full list of participating restaurants and specials, visit WZMQ19.com. Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Escanaba.
An Illinois-based program recently launched in Michigan is providing some teachings for those looking for a career in teaching. The Golden Apple Scholars Program is open to high school seniors and college freshmen and sophomores. Future teachers are required to attend a state teaching prep program and commit to teaching at a Michigan school of need for 5 years. With an ongoing statewide teacher shortage, Golden Apple says it's critical to get qualified educators into these roles.
2008, we've had a decline here in Michigan of enrollment into teacher prep programs by about 68%. We need to elevate the teaching profession, bring passionate students into the field, and make sure that they feel supported and excited about the role.
Applications for Golden Apple Scholars Program are open now through April 1st. And you can find that link on our website, WZMQ19.com. Just a few hours before Michigan State University's new president took the reins, the chair of the Board of Trustees resigned. At an unusual late-night meeting last night, the board also referred 2 members to the governor to be considered for removal. Ellie Myers has more on the meetings and what comes next.
3 censures and 2 Board of Trustee members referred to the governor. That all went down in less than 30 minutes on Sunday night before the university's new president, Kevin Guskowitz, took the reins.
I believe that these actions are punitive and over the top. This investigation acknowledges what we all know, that this board has suffered from dysfunction for some time, certainly preceding my tenure.
Vassar was at the center of allegations of bullying, improperly handled legal matters, and violations of the board's code of ethics in a letter published last fall. A DC-based law firm began investigating the allegations in October 2023 and published their findings in a 66-page report published at the end of February.
I think it's important that the board is turning over a new leaf, trying to ensure that they're more transparent in the wake of the new president coming on board. And so I'm super encouraged by that. And I look forward to seeing whether the governor takes up the recommendations of the board regarding review and potential removal of those 2 trustees.
According to the report, Vassar and Trustee Dennis Deno both encouraged students to publicly embarrass interim president Teresa Woodruff. They found that Vassar violated the board's policy when she took a ride on a donor's private jet and was caught on tape encouraging students to, quote, crucify Woodruff. Deno was also censured and stripped of his committee assignments. Both are prohibited from any board activities outside of mandated duties as members.
We shouldn't be focusing on who people are, but what they do, and that we should be focusing on order and respecting our roles, and give everyone the grace to make some mistakes, but at the same time be accountable to those mistakes in the appropriate way.
And coming up after the break, using deep brain stimulation to treat the most severe forms of mental illness, what doctors are comparing to a pacemaker after these messages.
Transform the look of your kitchen with an 11% rebate from Menards. Countertops are the center of the home, and Menards carries a great selection, from elegant to everyday options, with durability that will last you from crayons to calculus, and easy installation that you can do yourself. Transform everyday spaces into gathering places with custom craft countertops. Right now, all stock laminate countertop is on sale, starting at $29.98 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Yes, we're on thin ice. And everything is going up in smoke. Still, some are adding fuel to the fire, while the rest of us see the troubled waters rising. planet is under the weather. But when the going gets tough, the tough get, well, you know. Because in the heat of this moment, we're not about to lose our cool. Love it or lose it.
Who will be there when the final whistle blows? When the final votes have been cast? Who will be there when we need a warning or a laugh? Will you? Start a career in the broadcasting industry. Whether it's on air or behind the scenes, there's a world of opportunities waiting for you. Be there as history unfolds. Go to BeThereMichigan.com.
You're watching the award-winning WZMQ 19 News, live and local with Sarah Blakely.
Researchers are using deep brain stimulation to treat the most severe forms of depression. As Michael George explains, doctors compare the experimental treatment to a pacemaker for the brain.
Emily Hollenbeck suffers from severe depression that often left her barely able to move.
My family has a very long history with mental illness and depression specifically. My parents actually both took their lives before I was 30.
Hollenbeck tried everything from medication to electroconvulsive therapy before having electrodes implanted in her brain.
At first I was blown away because the concept of it seemed so just intense, like it's brain surgery.
She's now one of a few hundred people treated with deep brain stimulation for depression. Dr. Brian Coppell directs Mount Sinai's Center for Neuromodulation.
Very, very simply, DBS, deep brain stimulation, is a pacemaker for the brain.
It is giving small amounts of current. We deliver it at 130 hertz, and it's on all the time.
Hollenbeck says the effects were almost immediate. The heaviness lifted, and she was able to find pleasure in the everyday.
Is there a cafe or a cool restaurant? Like, these things wouldn't even be on my radar with depression. They wouldn't even be possibilities.
She regularly sends brain data to researchers, logging onto a tablet and placing a remote above the pacemaker-type device in her chest.
Layers of data going from self-report, scales, to how you look, how you sound, how you move.
Hollenbeck still takes medication for depression and needs ongoing care, but she's convinced of this.
If I hadn't had DBS, I'm pretty sure I would not be alive today.
Researchers hope DBS will soon be approved for millions of Americans with treatment-resistant depression. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
And some doctors are skeptical, concerned for potential risks like bleeding, strokes, or even infection after the surgery. CVS and Walgreens, the two biggest pharmacy chains in the U.S., will now start selling the abortion pill mifepristone in certain stores in several states. Following a rule change at the FDA, the medication will be available in states where abortion is legal. Walgreens is expected to begin dispensing the pills within a week in New York, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, California, and Illinois. CVS will begin filling prescriptions for the medication in Massachusetts and Rhode Island in the weeks ahead and plans to expand to additional states.
Still need a prescription. So this is not over the counter, to be very clear. You still need a prescription. But in the past, access has been either through specialty clinics, which stock the medication, or through telemedicine and mail order pharmacy.
The cash price for mifepristone is expected to be about $79, although women will be able to use health insurance to purchase the drug. Ariane has one last look at your weather forecast. We'll be right back right after this.
Okay.
Getting ready, we all have our routine. Finding an outfit. Fixing your hair. And all the other little touches. Gum, check. Keys, check. Phone? Check. But of all the things you remember to bring with you, naloxone could be the most important. It can reverse an opioid overdose. You can get it without a prescription in most states, and it's really easy to use. If you or someone you know is at risk for opioid overdose, naloxone could save their life. Keep it on you and at home. For more information about naloxone, visit cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
I thought it was just a rash, but it had a bullseye ring around it. My doctor said it was a tick bite. Luckily, we caught it early.
Ticks found in tall grass around your home can spread Lyme disease and other illnesses, which can lead to chronic health issues. The CDC estimates nearly 500,000 people across the country are diagnosed with Lyme disease each year.
I didn't understand why my brother was having so many asthma flare-ups. Sometimes he couldn't breathe. Turns out a roach problem at home was triggering it.
Allergens left behind by dust mites, roaches, and rodents are a major driver of asthma attacks, especially in children.
When I had a fever, body aches, and fatigue, I never thought it would have been West Nile virus. All it took was a mosquito bite while gardening.
Mosquitoes spread West Nile virus and many other diseases, and they can breed in standing water around your home. Protect your family from pests. Get the facts at pestworld.org.
With this precipitation in the air, we do have some chances of fog, as you can see right now in Marquette. A little bit of that going on in these 30s. We're going to say goodbye to those. We'll be in that 20-degree range tonight. And then taking a look at the rest of the week, it's going to be toasty. We'll be above normal temperatures, but most of us in that 40-degree range. Sunny conditions. And then taking a look at this weekend, we do have a weak system moving in where we could see, again, that rain and snow mixture coming on by. But tomorrow will be chilly in the morning, 25 to 30 before we warm up a little bit, and chances of a few breezes here and there, but again, a lot of sunshine. And then coming this Friday is Spread Goodness Day. We've got chances of maybe an afternoon mix for a few areas. Houghton, though, seems to be mostly cloudy conditions at the moment. Your 7-day outlook for Escanaba, we've got some sunshine and low 40s.
And finally tonight, WZMQ is proud to be honored with a number of awards and nominations from the Michigan Association of Broadcasters. The MAB announced its Broadcast Excellence Awards last Thursday, and WZMQ nabbed 6 nods for the 2023 news year. Our Ariane Stasic won a Best in Special Programming Award for her Weather Ready special last November. She also was named for one of the 2 finalists for Best Weathercast. Lily Simmons won the Merit Award in the News Reporter category. Sarah Blakely, our news anchor, and our operations director, Ken Baynard, are one of the 2 finalists in the Breaking News category, and they received the Merit Award for the Promos category for our UP200 commercial that aired last year. And WZMQ is one of the finalists for the Station of the Year. The Broadcast Excellence Awards do take place April 6th. I mean, we're all excited to see what's going to be happening there. It's gonna be
Stoked.
awesome. It's gonna be
Can't
amazing.
believe it. Oh my goodness.
And we're all excited here. We'll see you right back here at 6/5 Central. Have a great night.
WZ. Shop our huge selection of Amish crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order with 1-year no-interest financing available, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture today.
Need to get from point A to point B quickly?